And after a really special announcing of the starting lineups by the youth lacrosse program of Hopkinton, it's back to myself, Bella Tomato, on the call once again. John Ritz on the camera, and a fresh set of 12 minutes are on the clock. The national anthem's about to play, and then we'll get underway here. All right, so it's going to be a fresh set of 12 minutes on the clock here. Dover Sherborn coming to take on the Hillers of Hopkinton. It's going to be a fun one so far, and it's already been such a special one. The youth lacrosse program's coming out to support the varsity team, and I'll tell you what, that is like the Super Bowl for those kids. And you ask me, do you know that? I've been there before, right? You know, you're in second grade, you see the high schoolers, and you look up to them like they're, the Michael Jordans of the world, the Tom Brady's of the world, right? Like they're the heroes in your town, they're the celebrities of your town, and so a special little announcement of the players there, and it's about to get underway here in Hopkinton. 12 minutes on the clock, and quick little team meetings, and we should be ready to go. A quick whistle from the referees. The breakings of the huddles. As the starting lineups are taking the field. As I mentioned earlier, I mean, it's been all Dover Sherborn the last 3 meetings of these two teams. The last meeting was May 10th of last year. Dover Sherborn defeated Hopkinton 17-7. The year before, it was 13-3 Dover Sherborn, and the year before that it was 20-6. So Hopkinton looking to get back in the win column against Dover Sherborn. As the face-off's about to begin, I believe it's going to be Rachel Bouvier for the Hillers. Can't quite get a number on the face-off. We'll get for Dover Sherborn. We'll get you that hopefully in a second, or at least by the next one. That'll do it. It's going to be a face-off win for Hopkinton as you hear the roars come in a big student section. Number 18, Allie Burke comes up with it, passes it off to Mato. Moving it back around to Mosier. Moving in that clockwise rotation around the circle. Taking their time. Here's Bouvier back with control and called one game so far for the Hopkinton Hillers girls lacrosse, and Bouvier was somebody's name that I said quite a lot, and it's just because of, her poise and dominance on the field, really. She's definitely by far one of the powerhouses of this Hopkinton Hiller squad, and she had a shot there, didn't go, and it's gonna go the other way for Dover Sherborn, coming down the field, taking it down that near sideline is trying to get a number here. Is going to be Kelly Devine, passing it back around. Meredith Salvin can't quite corral that one in. Avery Quebec is going to help the Hillers go the other way. Mato coming down, shoots it at the ground. Goalie couldn't see it. That was Isabella Murill. And luckily that ball for her went just left of the net. It's going to go Dover Sherborn the other way as they get there on the out of bounds. Heading down the far sideline, Molly Malloy. She's taken a decent path. She's going to get pushed, and the referee's going to give them the ball as they continue their offensive possession down in Hopkinton's zone. Kelly Devine passing it there in the back of the net, moving it around. The defense chair coming from the youth lacrosse teams of Hopkinton. Here's Malloy. Sorry, Devine coming inside, shooting it, and might have went off the post. And a penalty is going to go against Bouvier as she'll come out of the game. Now an opportunity for Dover Sherborn to strike first. And they do. Devine, I believe, gets in there untouched. Dover Sherborn notches the first goal with 9:18 on the clock after the penalty from Bouvier, and a 1-0 lead. Devine's also one of the captains on this team. Quick face-off win and already going the other way. Molly Malloy. Here's Addie Rooney wrapping it around the net. And a goal for her. A quick one. Less than a minute after Devine scored the first one, Molly Malloy gets one for herself. Sorry, I believe it was Addie Rooney. Sorry about that, I had a mess up on my sheet. So Addie Rooney gets the job done. 2-0 already, 8:47 left to go in this first quarter. Dover Sherborn trying to repeat some history and win once again against Hopkinton as they've been doing these past 3 matchups. Another face-off win there from Devine. Coming down, here's Molly Malloy with it. Passing it over to Rooney. There's Meredith Salvin, gets a shot, but it's going to go well above the net. Dover Sherborn gets there first. And a good shot there by Molly Malloy gets denied by Dylan Norrid, the goalie, her first save of the game. That clear by Norrid is going to be swept up by Dover Sherborn, go the other way immediately. And this Dover Sherborn is absolutely dominating these first couple minutes of this game. I mean, they are so well-oiled, so incredibly in tune with themselves. A lot of chemistry. Good pass there. A shot and a goal. There was Meredith Salvin. She had a shot earlier that went above the net, but that one finds the back of it very easily. A good shot, a good pass and assist from Avery O'Connell. 3-0, and it's been 3 minutes and 3 goals for this Dover Sherborn team. Now, if you're Hopkinton, the good thing is it's early. But the bad thing is it's early, and Dover Sherborn seems to keep kicking it, and there is no end in sight. They're going to have to find an answer defensively if they're going to want to stay in this game. After a little jumbled up face-off, again, Dover Sherborn heading down that far side. Whistle called, and it's going to stay. Molly Malloy switching it from her left to her right, passing it over to Addie Rooney, who has 1 goal already today. Rooney tries to continue in that circular motion, but it's going to send it the other way, back to Malloy. Now in the stick of O'Connell, switching sides of the field. Devine, the captain, with the shot, rejected. Dylan Norrid, good save as she comes out of net. And her pass is nearly intercepted, but it's going to come up blocked and stay with Dover Sherborn. Malloy to Rooney. Rooney trying to work some magic inside. Can't find a cutter. She'll send it out to O'Connell. O'Connell taking it on her left side, trying to squeak in. Attempting to go shoot it over the head of Norrid. And Norrid somehow comes up with the ball in her stick. Here's a clear here, and Hopkinton finally has a possession after what's been a little bit. Laura Mosier now sending it up the middle of the field. Lucy Mado trying to go to work. Taylor Inneray tries to pass it over to Mado, but Mado can't get it. She'll get it back in her stick, though. She's going to try to take it outside. And it's going to end up with Dover Sherborn after a quick whistle by the referee. And just a quick switching of the fields. If you're looking at this, I mean, a lot of speed from Dover Sherborn, without a doubt. They are just a well-oiled machine going up and down the field, and defensively as well, doing a good job of not giving Hopkinton any easy opportunities, and swarming the ball carrier. So now here's O'Connell, the captain, passing it off to Rooney. Now it's in the middle. It's kind of jumbled there, and Norrid's going to come up with it, take her time. Had a defender right in her face and wasn't able to make the best pass, but it's going to stay with Hopkinton nonetheless. Hopkinton scoreless, and another blunder there. Starts on the near side, and Hopkinton is going to attempt to switch sides as O'Connell sending it up the field with the help of some teammates. Now, see, just already in those couple seconds, 4 passes, and they're already in position to set up another goal, and that's what's making this team so successful. Their ball movement has been superb today so far, and, you know, that's why they have their winning record so far. Here's Malloy, back to O'Connell. O'Connell can't seem to do anything with it, so she'll give it back to Malloy as Malloy's trying to go to work, make a move, switches it to her left hand, is going to pass it off. Back into the little passing drill rotation that Dover Sherborn has had so much success with it. Here's Malloy. Malloy trying to get small to cut around Bouvier, but Bouvier, really good job defending, making Malloy pass it off, and again, it's going to find her way back. Malloy again with it. Bouvier defending, and another penalty for Bouvier as Molly Malloy will get another opportunity. Good pass, a good cut. A nice idea there from Avery O'Connell. Kind of tries to just a little underhand, put a little touch on it, sneak it through the legs of Dylan Norrid, but Norrid reads it all the way. Good action, and it's going to go the other way. Dylan Norrid clearing it to number 18 there, Abby Burke, who is going to use some speed, getting it up the field as we're closing in on that 2-minute mark of this first quarter. Burke's going to slow it down, send it out to Quebec. Quebec off to Mosier. Mosier is going to skip it. Another skip over on that opposite side as they change sides of the field. Mado trying to find something. And it's going to be a penalty against number 18, Emma Claire Luxkow. So she will have to go to the sideline for 2 minutes. And if there's ever a time for the Hillers to get back in this game, it'd have to be now. Minute 35 on the clock, trailing by 3 goals, and they're up a player right now. So Bouvier finally having called her name in a little bit offensively. Tries to make a pass inside. It's going to be intercepted. She gets a little chippy, and it's going to go with Dover Sherborn. Great speed down the sideline, working it here on the near side. And even though they're a player down, they are not showing it. I mean, they are still hustling all over the field. And now with 50 seconds and counting, they're looking to probably get another one, you'd imagine, and looked like somewhat of a cross-check down behind the net. Harriet Rankin called on the referee's whistle. Devine passes it off to Malloy. Malloy can't get anything inside. She'll send it out, and they'll go back around Robin. 15 seconds as you hear Dover Sherborn's bench yelling. Gonna have to get a shot here. Under 10 now is Rooney. Rooney trying to get it inside, goes for the shot, but it's wide of the net. And as Hopkinton gets the ball back in their possession, the referee's whistle is going to signal the end of that first quarter. And that'll be it. Now, it'll be 3-0 as we head into the second quarter. Still 25 seconds on the penalty for Emma Claire Luxkow. So when we return, Hopkinton will have 25 seconds, and they'll be up a player. That'll do it for the first quarter, 3-0. We'll see you. Stay with us. All right. Should we get back? All right. And we return to HCAM covering Hopkinton Hillers girls lacrosse as they take on Dover Sherborn. They're trailing it 3-0 so far, and it's been really all Dover Sherborn offensively. But what I will tell you is from my view, I was practically a fly on the wall getting in to listen to, just such a wise coach. Is Erin Massimi over from Dover Sherborn. Heard her talking to her team, just the way she was, talking to them and things like that. Just you can tell, just such a well-coached team. Plenty of versatile players, and she was talking, saying speed-wise and in so many aspects of the game that you just wouldn't think about, she was talking about, and just a really awesome thing to listen to from there. And that's why this team's had so much success this year, obviously because they're incredible players and athletes, but obviously Coach Masami doing a really, really great job so far with this program. So we head into the second quarter as we're about 10 seconds into it. Hopkinton wins the faceoff, and they're going to try to get some offense going. We haven't seen too much of it so far, but it's never too late as Lucy Mado has it in her stick, passes it off, dropping it off to Abby Burke, who gets her pass intercepted, and it's going to end up in the stick of Isabella Morill of Dover Sherborn, the goalie. And again, very, very quickly, it's going to go the other way. Coming towards that near side is Rooney. As Rooney takes it behind the net and passes it to her teammate. There's Devine. Devine makes the long jump over. Just like that, it's back in the stick of Malloy and heading it around. And patience was the big word that I heard from the sideline of Dover Sherborn. Patience, taking your time. There's no need to rush. You know, take what the defense is giving you and things will happen. Good defensive effort by Harriet Rankin. This ball's still jumbling around. And even after the good effort, Rankin's not going to come up with it. It's going to go to Rooney. Trying to get inside that second layer of defense was Luskow, and she can't do so, but it's still going to stay that way, and O'Connell tries to take the shot, but a whistle is blown. And Avery O'Connell, she scored the first goal in the same way. Let's see if she can get her second. This time, a lot of defense. She was untouched on her first goal, and this time absolutely swarmed by Hopkinton's defense. Really good adjustments, and that's what it's going to take so far. A good save there by Norrid. There was Devine trying to sneak one past her, but she doesn't. And it's going to go the other way, and that's what you want to see, these quick pitch passes. Now here's Lucy Mado coming down the other way. Hopkinton with a little bit of numbers, and Mado just can't connect with Bella Silva. Good look, good idea. Just can't come together. Dover Sherborn, another possession, under 9 minutes now as we head the other way. Coming up, here is Malloy, and she's all over the field. I mean, she is absolutely an incredible athlete, if not one of the best on the field today. Here's Rooney heading the other way, and I'll tell you what, right now we got some storm clouds coming in. I was driving here. It was absolutely beautiful, listening to some summer tunes, some Chapel Roan, some Sabrina Carpenter, and now it's not feeling like summer too much. It's feeling pretty gloomy, so we are going to have to keep an eye on that weather as Rooney tries to take the wraparound shot. A good stick save there into the net of Norrid as she's going to send it down the other way. Bouvier gets the clear in the middle of the field. She elects to take it up that far side, and she's pretty much undefended as she's able to get all the way up into the defensive zone of Dover Sherborn. Silva now in her stick off to Jackham. Abby Burke now trying to figure something out, passes it off to Mado. Inside is Burke, making a couple moves and finding the back of the net. I believe there was Abby Burke. She finally is able to give some offensive production to this Hiller team, and just like that, I mean, it's a two-score game. It's still early. And like I said, I mean, earlier, there's always a lot of time left in these games, right? You can score a couple goals with a couple nice cuts and passes. The tides can really, really turn very quickly. So we'll see what the rest has in store. But 3-1 game, 7:28 on the clock, and it's going to be. It's going to stay with Hopkinton now. So you feel some life come back into the bench of the Hillers and into this whole squad. Obviously they have one of the bigger audiences with a lot of youth players coming to watch them. And, this is one of those games where you're like, all right, we want to win this thing for ourselves, but we want to show out for the next generation, of course. Here in Tomato into the ground, and another goal for the Hillers. And just like that, again, in about 45 seconds, the Hillers strike, and it is now a one-score game. And that's all it takes. The tides turn, and boy, do they turn quickly. 6:53 on the clock, 3-2. Dover Sherborn leads it in the second quarter. And John Ritt's telling me to my left here, he's hearing some thunder, and definitely something we're going to have to watch, but I did just feel a raindrop, a little bit nervous, We'll see. We're trying to bring you all the coverage we can. We'll see if it stays, and especially in an exciting one that it's turning out to be so far. So Hopkinton has it. Nice cut there for Hopkinton. That was Taylor Interante. I'll stay with Hopkinton. Bouvier now at the top of the circle, trying to get inside. And, you'll imagine a well-coached team like this, obviously, knows Bouvier is the person that they really have to keen in on and defend well, so they'll do that. And so you probably, it might be a little bit tough, one of those tougher games for her where she's not able to get open or not able to get as many goals as she's used to, but other girls get it done so far. Mado's one of them, who she has the ball, and Abby Burke, who she passed it off to. Both of them notched a goal themselves, and tell you what, I'm feeling a couple raindrops, as I mentioned. The sky behind us is very, very dark and something that you don't want to see. And the sky is opened up. And I'm going to close my laptop. And it is hail. It is hail, I think. Now it's rain. I can't even tell you what this is now. It's going the other way. I closed my laptop. The camera's still going. Try to do the best I can with the names here, but so 5 minutes on the clock and the clouds have opened. I'd imagine this one's gonna pass quickly, so we're gonna push through it. Dover Sherborn staying on their side. Now it's Devine, the captain, behind the net. As she takes it, she's looking. 5 minutes, she's gonna slow it down again. That poise is what Dover Sherborn stuck to earlier this game. And they got away from it, and that's when Hopkinton went on a two little goal streak. They're going back to it now. You heard their whole team say, hey, let's relax. Let's slow it down. Not literally did they say that, but you felt it. You felt it in the motion. So moving around, here's O'Connell. O'Connell back to Malloy. Malloy from the top of the zone. Can't seem to find anything. And a good defensive effort as Hopkinton's going to take it the other way. 4 minutes to go, and they're knocking on the door to tie this game. Here's Abby Burke using her speed, getting in untouched, and the shot and the goal! Abby Burke with her second goal of the game. It is now tied. 3 goals for Dover Sherborn in the first quarter, 3 goals for the Hillers in the second, and it is 3-3 with 3:58 left to go. And the clouds are open. And they're shutting down the game here with the inclement weather. All right, and we are going to be back here We're trying to do everything we can to get this broadcast, especially with this one heating up. It's 3-3, 3 minutes left to go in this half, and Hopkinton won the face-off. You didn't miss much. There was a little bit of a pause in play, and it's back. The rain's coming a little more steady now. It almost started as hail, I felt, but I got water and raindrops dripping down my legs and hands and everything, but we're going to keep this thing going. Got to do everything we can for the viewers, for the people. And doing everything we can. So what I will say is I don't have the rosters in front of me. Unfortunately, I did get the text from my dad saying you better protect that MacBook because listen, I got one, and I can't afford it to get wet. I can't afford any water in the speakers. I can't have I don't want to have to fix it, right? I'm going to need it for finals week. So computer's in the bag, and it's truly right now just me out here, just me and John. So doing everything we can to get this thing going. But again, back to the action. Just over 2 minutes left to go on the clock as Mado is going to take it down the far side, dump it off to Bouvier behind her as she'll try to go to work. And a quick cross check by the Dover Sherborn. And sorry, I'm trying to hold down the umbrella here. So it's going to be Hopkinton's ball as Bouvier passes it to Mosier. Mosier moving it down the other side, trying to get small and get work inside, but she can't. She'll send it over to Silva. Bella Silva behind the net now. Counterclockwise rotation. Bouvier gets a pick. Can't get it. She passes it off to Mosier. Mosier tries to kind of do a little up and over move, but wide of the net's going to be scooped up. Stay Hopkinton's ball. Good cut there inside for Mado. Can't quite corral that ball in, but again, the relentless effort here offensively on this little stretch from Hopkinton is keeping them alive. And they have an opportunity, another shot there, just left of the goal. Under 30 seconds left to play. And a referee's whistle is going to penalize Dover Sherborn. Clock stopped at 22.5. There's Mado with an errant pass intended for Mosier. And the clock is still running as players on the field are yelling to stop it, but it's still going. It's finally stopped at about 10 seconds as it now is resumed. Now we're back into the action, and here's Malloy trying to make it down the length of the field, and just not enough time on the clock. So that'll do it. A one-sided first quarter by Dover Sherborn, and a one-sided second quarter by the Hillers, leaving the score evened up 3-3. The end of the first half is here. Stay with us because this thing has been very, very fun so far. The rain, I think, has finally quit, so the broadcast will be back to grade A shape, and it's going to be a fun finish here in Hopkinton. And we will see you when we return. We are back, about to get into the second half action as we return 3-3. This game has been kind of back and forth. I don't say back and forth because it wasn't one goal by one team and then one goal by the other. I mean, it was 3 goals by one team and then 3 goals by the other. So, I mean, listen, it has been filled with a couple uncharacteristic things. We came in, there was some hail, there was heavy rain, and now it's clear and the skies are moving. And so we don't know if there's going to be any more rain, but we're going to get the broadcast back up and running. 12 minutes on the clock. The winds are blowing, and we're about to get ready. I mean, no. It's Laura Mosier taking the face off, and it's not the usual Bouvier, but that's okay, and she's going to win it nonetheless. So it's going to stay with Hopkinton. Mosier's going to take it at about, football-wise, that's about the 47-yard line as she elects to go back, and they're going to try to change fields. Send it up the other way. Kind of bouncing around now at the feet of a couple players, ends up in the stick of Hopkinton. And as I said, don't quite have the rosters. I think I'm going to bring them back out now on the computer, despite probably my dad going crazy about that one, but got to do what you got to do. If the rain starts, we'll put it away, so. It's going to be Dover Sherborn the other way. Just under 11 minutes to go. And Bella Silva comes up with a pass. Here's Mato working it inside, passing it, and it's going to be scored by Avery Quebec. A good pass by Caden Rosendale. She'll come up with the assist, and the goal is going to be credited to Avery Quebec. A good shot to that left side of the net. 4 unanswered goals from the Hillers. And record-wise, history-wise, Hopkinton had all the odds stacked against them. After this first quarter, I mean, they had all the odds stacked against them. And right now, they've just taken the lead in this third quarter with about 10.5 minutes left to play. So an answer is going to have to come from this Dover Sherborn team, and they'll see if they can do it. Addie Rooney leading the charge, passing it off to Devine, the captain. Devine's shot is going to go above the net. And to hear some passion, here's some passion up here from Coach Massimi. Taking your time is so important in the game of lacrosse, as it is any sport. And there's Abby Burke. She's going to get a whistle against her. She goes for that cross check on O'Connell. See, as I was saying, taking your time, that poise is so important in every sport. I mean, take what the defense is giving you. Don't try to be a hero all the time. And good poise, and there's Kelly Devine getting the goal for Dover Sherborn to tie it up at 4 apiece. And that's just what it takes, you know. She had a not so great shot before that, and on that possession in particularly finds a little hole in the defense, cuts into it, squeaks one by Dylan Norrid. So 4-4 now, and it was just getting a little lighter out. I felt another raindrop, and John did take the protective gear off the equipment, but I'm hoping we don't need it again. I do see some raindrops behind us. They haven't quite made it to us yet. We'll see. We'll see what it takes. 9 minutes to go. 4-4. I meant to go the third quarter. Sorry, 4-4. As it's going the other way, Malloy takes it, passes it off to Rooney. Rooney behind the net now. Looking for a cutter, can't find one. Sends it out to Luxcow. Moving around the circle here is Malloy. Malloy defended by Rankin, who's doing a good job as she takes a little fall over. And they're actually going to penalize Rankin for that, which an interesting call there. She looked like she fell over, but still going to go against her. And here's the opportunity for Dover Sherborn. And just like that, Dover Sherborn is going to take the lead with a goal from Meredith Salvin. And it is 5-4, 8:41 stopped on the clock now. Coach Massimi from Dover Sherborn saying again, and she loves to see it. And so after 4 unanswered goals from Hopkinton, Dover Sherborn gets it back with 2 themselves. So 5-4 now. As Hopkinton wins a face-off, they're going to have to. Now they're trailing, so back and forth game. Behind the net, Taylor Inarante. Inarante trying to work a little wrap around, trying to sneak one by. Can't do so, but she gets inside. The ball's going to come out of her stick. A penalty whistle from the referee is called, and setting up nicely. Inarante has an opportunity from the top of that circle. Marill is going to need to make a save, and she does so, but with the help of a defender. Looked like there was a deflection there from her teammate. Luxcow got her stick on that one, so that helped her out. And now Luxcow has it in the middle of the field, and she's heading the other way. 7:40 left to go on the clock, and Luxcow pretty much untouched up the middle of the field, getting around a couple defenders, passing it off to Rooney. Rooney sending it back to O'Connell. O'Connell now trying to get something going. Looks like she wanted to try to get a shot opportunity there, but decides to forfeit it. It's Malloy. Malloy defended by Bouvier, trying to get it inside to Devine. Devine gets a good shot opportunity, but just wide right. Wide right, if there's any Bills fans listening. Not something you want to hear, but anyways. Here's Luxcow. Passing it off to Malloy. Malloy trying to make some moves, and Bouvier, ever since that first quarter, has been all over Malloy, doing a great job of defending. And she hasn't done too much as she usually does offensively today, but defensively, she's been an absolute weapon for Hopkinton and has aided a lot in their comeback to keep Malloy and her shots out of the net. So here's O'Connell. O'Connell nearly crossing up Abby Burke there, and comes out of her stick. She will retain possession, and quick little penalty is going to get called against Burke as O'Connell has an opportunity from the near side. Referee is trying to make sure everyone is in proper position. There is Devine with the shot and the goal. Squeaks it through the legs of freshman goalie Dylan Norrid. 6-4 now is the score. 5:57 is the time on the clock. And again, I mean, Dover Sherborn looked like they were falling apart. They're able to reel it back together. They got a 2-goal lead out of it. So, looking like a face-off win from Bouvier. Abby Burke can't get it, and so said Bouvier says, let's do it myself. Let's win it myself, and she does. Now, a couple not so great passes is going to lead to it being back in possession of Dover Sherborn, and I see under the lights on that far side there is some rain coming down. Now the sky is moving very fast, similar to how fast Molly Malloy's coming down the field now with Dover Sherborn. But again, got to see if this rain holds up. I'm feeling a couple drops, a little bit nervous. Got the computer in my right hand, and I'm going to keep this thing going. Coming around the circle. Malloy back in her stick at the top, passing it over to Lutzkow. Lutzkow gets around Bouvier. Trying to get a shot, gets exactly where she needs to, but doesn't fire it off. Now it's going to be in the stick of Laura Mosier. Laura Mosier sprinting down the field, a relentless effort, passing it into Mado. Mado with an opportunity as the Clouds are opening up once again here. The computer is going to go back into the bag as the shot comes up there. Can't go from Mado, and it's going to end up in the stick of Dover Sherborn's goalie. Now, there will be a whistle and a penalty, and it's going to be white ball. Hopkinton has it. Credit to John Ritz keeping this thing alive for us today. He's jumping over hoops today to keep it going as the sky opens back up, but it's moving by fast. This another round. Dad, yes, the laptop is safe and it's in the back, in the backpack. Clouds open again. Bouvier passes it off, and it's going to be top of the circle here with Hopkinton. Mado trying to work something inside. She's going to get pushed by number 1 of Dover Sherborn. And there's another whistle there from the referee. 3:32 on the clock. Will they be able to get this one in is the question. I mean, thank God we're not playing over on the dirt softball field, because this thing would have been over an hour ago. But keeping this alive on the turf with the lacrosse, that's the glory of it. Bouvier dumps it off to Mado, and boy, I think it's Hale. Bouvier with the shot and the score! As the Clouds really start to come down. Bouvier gets it in, and it is absolutely brutal right now here in Hopkinton. Can we keep it alive? I don't know. I mean, my shoes are kind of squishing around here. They're starting to get wet. The socks are starting to get wet. There's 3:04 on the clock. 6-5. And we got some people exiting out through that baseball field entrance. But some faithful fans sticking it out with their umbrellas, and even some with really no protection, saying, listen, this thing's getting too crazy. So me and John sharing the umbrella here, doing the best we can. But again, got to keep it alive. Dover Sherborn seeing if they can get the lead back up to 2. Here's O'Connell at the top of the circle, top of that crease. The quick twitch shot is intercepted by Dylan Norrid. A great save and a crucial moment. And Hopkinton is contesting the other way. Here's Lucy Mado. Mado slowing it down. Drops it off to Burke. Now back to Bouvier up top. Listen, is there any signs of stopping here today? I don't know. I don't know, but it's all gas, no pedal. For this Hopkinton team! Another goal by Bouvier, and it is tied at 6 with 1:38 left to go in this third quarter. Listen, I said earlier Bouvier wasn't getting as much action as she usually does on offense, but let me tell you, she proved me wrong in every aspect. She's getting it done on both sides of the ball today. Defensively, doing a great job of keeping this thing within reach, and offensively, trying to run away with it with her team. There's another goal for her as she ties it up 6-6, 1:38 in this third quarter, as the rain continues to be as relentless as both of these teams right now. And here's what I have to tell you. I'm getting John, he's not able to update the computer. Listen, I'll tell you what, it's got a lot of water. It's got a lot of water on it. You know, the cursor's barely moving, but as I said, the score's 6-6. I'll try to update that through the time. A nice cut there from Burke. Laura Mosier. It's a little bit of a low pass, and it's going to go with Dover Sherborn. 1:11 left to go. And I'll tell you what, these are the type of games that you look back on, you know, you think back to high school, and this is the type of game that you're like, remember when we played in that rain and we had that great comeback versus Dover Sherborn or things like that, and that's what this means today, you know? I mean, like, it's exciting, it's fun, and like, this is what high school sports are, and listen, it's been fun for us up here, and I can't even imagine how fun it's been for the actual players down there. As Hopkinton takes over, 40 seconds left to go. Are they going to be able to notch a buzzer beater? Here's Rankin up the far side, passing it off to Mado. Mado now 30 seconds. It is 6-6. Still, Mado trying to work it inside. The flag is going to come out. The cross-check call against Dover Sherborn, and Lucy Mado at the top of that crease with a chance. A dream and a chance as the clock starts to run. And the whistle, the shot, and the score with 12.4 left on the clock in the third quarter. It is 7-6. Lucy Mado with the goal to take the lead. And Bouvier now back at the middle of the field with another face-off opportunity. 12.4 seconds on the clock. Will either team be able to get another one before the end of the third quarter? It's going to end up in the stick of O'Connell. O'Connell swarmed by some Hillers players, and a pass is going to go out of bounds from her. Intended for Malloy, but that'll do at the end of the third quarter. The Hillers lead at 7-6. Stay with us because this thing has been uncharacteristic. This thing has been crazy, but one heck of a game so far, and there is still 12 minutes left to go. 12 minutes, the glory for either of these teams. 7-6, the Hillers lead it. We'll see you in just a little bit. For Dover Sherborn, 3-3. The Hillers were able to tie it. Hillers were able to go up 4-3. Then it went 5-4 with 2 goals from Dover Sherborn. And it started to get out of hand, and then it went 6-4, and then it was 3 quick ones from the Hillers. But we're back in action. Bouvier in the center of the circle for this face-off. I mean, these are the games that get you. The Hillers are undefeated against TVS teams, I believe, and they're trying to continue that. And it's 12 minutes to victory for either of these squads. Who will come out victorious? We'll see. Ball scrambling around. O'Connell ends up with it. She takes it up that far side, but Laura Mosier giving her some trouble. She's able to get around it. Passes it off. Again, now I really don't have these rosters out. I mean, it is anything but dry conditions right now. So 11:30 on the clock. Here's Malloy. Malloy coming downhill with a head of steam. Can't get anything to go. Passes it back out. Rooney has it in her possession. Let's see what she elects to do with it. Can't get anything. Good defense there. Rooney tries to hit her cutter, but well defended by Rankin. Here's Malloy. Malloy trying to get something done. Hasn't scored in a little bit. Rooney passing it out to O'Connell. O'Connell switching hands. Similarly, can't get anything going. This defense has been so much better for the Hillers team after that first quarter. Coming inside and shooting it! Beating Norrid, gets it past her. Now I'll tell you what, I don't know the name. It's number 4 for Dover Sherborn. But I'm not sure what the name is. I don't know if we've lost connection here, but on the live stream, we may have this computer's underwater. And Dad, it's not my computer, so don't worry about that one. Now, if you were on stream or you were watching it, and you're coming back to see how this game turns out, then we'll see how we'll welcome you back. But nonetheless, we're going with the recording now, and it's going to go with the Hillers. So it's 10 minutes to go. It is 7-7 after a goal from Dover Sherborn. Fourth quarter action. And the computer is turned back on, but we got some error notices, and I think we might just call it, and we will. The computer's closed. But the opportunities for both of these teams still open at 7-7. Possibilities are endless. We'll see how it ends. 10 minutes to go. Coming down the field, she had the previous goal. It's number 4 from Dover Sherborn. And if you're wondering why I'm saying the numbers, listen. Got the stats on the MacBook, and can't risk it. Can't risk it today. Here's O'Connell. Sorry, Devine. Devine there tries to go underhand with the shot, shoots it into the ground, and it's going to go into the corner. Rooney's there first, so it'll stay with Dover Sherborn. Here, Coach Messini down by the sideline. Hold it. She tells her player, number 18, she tells her, hold it. There's no need to rush right now, especially in a tie game like this. Find your best opportunity, right? Like, do your part and be in position. And one arises, it'll happen. And there was O'Connell, who thought she had a goal there, but the referee's whistle's going to blow it off. And it's times like that where you wish, you're like, come on. Like, well, I had the goal there. I mean, that one hit the back of the net, but she has another opportunity here. O'Connell charging in, and it is going to be a penalty against the Hillers. O'Connell was mauled there by 3 defenders, and obviously, nothing intentional or anything like that, but a yellow card is going to be assessed to Rachel Bouvier, who's having a heck of a game. It'll be a tough loss now for Hopkinton for the 2 minutes that she's out, but we'll see if it has any effect. O'Connell decides to pull it out, decides to not go for the shot there, and you assume that's obviously the choice by Coach Massimi. Here's Malloy. Good defense there by Laura Mosier. She's going to have to pass it off to Rooney. Rooney hits the cutter! The shot! And she can't hit it. That one, I think, was wide left. I can't tell if Dylan Norrid got any bit of stick or leg or any body part on it, for that matter, but doesn't end up in the back of the net, and that's all that matters. Another shot! And this time, it finds the goal. And Hopkinton allows a goal as they are down a player, and a very important one, Rachel Bouvier. So it is 8-7, 7:13 left to go. And that's what happens. That's an unfortunate circumstance, right? It's you know, you have one of your best players get a yellow card and have to go sit out. The other team capitalizes, and that's exactly what's expected of a great team like Dover Sherborn, as they'll win this face-off and immediately bring it up that far side. Here's Devine passing it off to Rooney. Rooney looking for a cutter, finds her, and a good save there by Norrid. Here's O'Connell. O'Connell pass it off to Malloy. Rooney behind the net, looking in for the wraparound. Can she get it? No, she's not going to force anything. So they'll bring it back out. Now, especially being up a goal, there is no need to rush. Maintain possession. There's no shot clock, right? This isn't basketball. This isn't college lacrosse. No shot clock. No need to rush. So, and you hear players and defenders yelling, "Hey, hold it. No need to be a hero." Good pass and a good shot. Dylan Norrid makes the save, though. Tell you what, it's cold out here, and I think that hit an area of Norrid. I think it hit her thigh or her shin or something. I'll tell you what. Listen, she's been a brick wall in moments when she's needed to be. Let's see if she can be one here. And unfortunately, she can't. A good shot and a good score by Molly Malloy with 5:26 on the clock to take a 2-score lead. And I believe a timeout is getting called by the Hillers. So it's going to be some time to talk things over. And we will resume action now from the middle of the field after the second goal in a row from Dover Sherborn. And Laura Mosier, the center of the field, to take the face-off. She's been taking off some of the workload for Rachel Bouvier, but we'll see. A little bit of collision there at the middle of the field. It's going to go the other way. Here's Devine, the captain, taking control, passing it off. Now Malloy with it, moving it in that motion. And again, after this timeout, you'd imagine it's, if you're in there, it's hey, what do we have to do right now? And Coach Massimi's probably telling them, patience. We're not forcing shots, and for that matter, we don't even need to shoot the ball. Make this a passing drill. Take your time. Because again, they don't really need another goal. Be nice to have one to tack on some insurance goals, but you don't need it. Right up 2 goals and only 5 minutes left to go. Pass this thing around and get out of here. It's going to go the other way with Hopkinton. 4 minutes left to go. They're going to need a couple quick goals here if they're going to want to tie this thing up and even win it. Abby Burke going the other way, zigzagging in and out of defenders. Burke has been a huge key to today's game for the Hillers. She led the charge, got the first one, and that opened up all the confidence that Hopkinton needed. And it led them to this point where, you know, at least they have a chance. It's 9-7. Because obviously we can't change the score, but here's Mato inside, swarmed by some defenders, passing it off to Mosier. Mosier sneaks one by the goalie, the 5-hole. Laura Mosier has been another big force to this team. A great job there. And that has cut the lead to 1. 3:14 left on the clock. She'll now take the face-off in the middle of the field. Abby Burke's going to come up with it as she goes the other way, down the near side using her speed. Passes it back to Mosier. Around the circle, finding the best opportunity. Interante has it behind the net, keeping it for a bit. Passing it out to Burke. Burke can't find anything inside, and she'll dish it out to Mosier. Mosier back to Burke, and it's going to be a little behind her. Burke slips, and it's going to go the other way. What looked like an opportunity to tie it is now going to be all controlled by Dover Sherborn. 2 minutes left to go. Listen, it's going to be hard to get this ball back, but if Hopkinton does manage to do so, they're going to need an incredibly quick one. And it's pretty much face guard right now. Trying to get this ball any means possible. Here's the captain, Devine. Sorry, that's O'Connell, actually. Or is it Devine? That is Devine. All right, it's Devine with it. You want the ball in her stick. She's wearing the figurative C for a reason as she comes in. Doesn't take the shot, but there will be a whistle called against Hopkinton with 1 minute and 22 seconds on the clock. It's going to be straight man-to-man defense for this next 1 minute and 22 seconds. Devine will pass it out. And now O'Connell has control. O'Connell, nobody's on her. She's got all day. Passing it off to Rooney. Rooney, same thing. Now finally finds a defender. Devine on the other side. And, you know, how do you get this ball back? Here's Devine. Devine with the shot! And the score. It is now 10-8 with 59.9 seconds, just barely under a minute to play. And that might have been the nail in the coffin for the Hopkinton Hillers. In what has been an exciting matchup so far. All good things must come to an end, and it looks like we're closing out on a victory for Dover Sherborn, but 59 seconds is what stands in between it. And there's a face-off win from Dover Sherborn. Down that far side is captain and she'll fall over. Kelly Devine. Been doing a great job of clock management down the stretch, and she was able to notch that insurance goal to extend the lead to 2 goals with just under a minute to go, 48.3 on the clock. And the whistle from the ref to resume. A good cut and a good pass. But an even better save by freshman goalie Dylan Nord as she tries to clear it out, intended for Mato, but it's going to end up with Dover Sherborn as they're trying to close this game out. They'll pass it backwards and try to switch fields. Hopkinton trying to get this ball back at all costs, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do so as Rooney passes it over to Devine, and Devine will likely just run this clock out. Passes it off. It's deflected out of bounds as the whistles indicate the end of the game. 10-8 Dover Sherborn, and that'll be their 4th win against Hopkinton in the last 4 meetings. So the Hillers will fall to 4-7 as Dover Sherborn will improve to 7-4. That'll do it for the coverage on HCAM today. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.